We might be on map 3, but it's certainly not going to be a breeze for Valkyrie because that was the first one they've won against Lotus in their past history. 1-3 right now is their scoreline, but if they can take the second and they have won their first series against them, so maybe a chance. Valkyrie managed to bring it all the way back on their icebox after going down a massive scoreline. Lotus looking great on their first tap, but Valkyrie, I mean, they managed to adapt. They managed to bring it back, and somehow maybe it was like I said, maybe it was a warm up, maybe it was like you said, maybe they had just better strats. They had the defaults on Icebox, but I mean, we're going on to the newest map in our map pool inside of Valorant, so this is going to be a very scrappy fight. I think.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be scrappy. I think it actually favors Valkyrie just a little bit. You know, they're starting on their attack. You can see that their 5-man pushes are actually pretty good. And Breeze is probably one of the hardest maps to strat. Even some of, the pro teams aren't really too comfortable on this map and they don't necessarily have the strat book for it. So it's really going to be a test of Lotus's powers, whether or not they're too practiced on this map and have those strats to back up their team play to win out this series in a 2-1. We are in agent select here again. Valkyrie are starting on attack, and this time they're not waiting whatsoever. Fox with that Viper, Devin on this Reyna, and Barbados on this Sage. All of them, I think these are pretty much the picks that were happening last map, if I believe so.
Yeah, I think Crazy is definitely he's not on the Killjoy, which is actually I kind of like to see because Valkyrie are going with that solo smoker. And I've heard multiple different opinions. Like some people think it's okay, some people think it's very weak. I know Chico in specific, he did an interview one time where he said like solo smoker, it's so weak compared to when you have this kind of setup that maybe Lotus are looking to lock in. Roy is going to be on that Omen and Otter on the Viper. The duo of the two smokers together, it might not be a Brim, but at least he's got 2 extra balls of just vision denial that he can put wherever he wants, and that paranoia as well. It's so much more freeing to do what you want to do if you're Otter. Like wherever you want to put the wall, you don't have to commit the one smoke that you have to this one crucial location, and if you happen to die, there's no more smokes on the map. That doesn't happen to be the case for them. But on the side of the single smoker, Valkyrie might have that kind of issue. They're going to be on attack first, so it's going to be up to them to prove what they can do with this one smoker in terms of Viper, but we'll have to end up seeing what they can do.
Yeah, I think, Valkyrie, they don't have that double smoker, so they don't have the vision denial, but what they make up in vision denial, they make up in just her pure out aim, out gun power. With the double duelist setup, the sky on top, the flashes can be huge, and as long as they get the picks, maybe that vision denial isn't going to mean a whole lot. I fully expect these Vipers these Vipers walls to be committed towards mid here, especially on, this defending side. Since you have the other smoker, you can use those smokes for each of the chokes in A main and B main and commit that wall to mid to give you a lot of map pressure and secure those rotations between A and B.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've already seen the Viper wall. It's gone down in mid already. We'll see what the Omen has to bring up, but complete mid control. You can't do this. You can't take this if you're on the attack. They have to go straight through this A main, which is exactly what they're going to do. Wall has been shot open, but Classy is on top of it. They see his shoulder, so he has to drop back. Flash going through is not going to blind him, but he's going to be the only one in front of this Viper wall on the attack right now. Drops back and wants to preserve his life for the time being.
Viper.
Maybe a Sheriff. That's interesting from a myth. I mean, he is very confident. Yeah. Oh, Otter, this timing? But no way! No way! What? That is absolutely unreal. He's gonna catch the spike carrier off. Maybe gets one. Oh man, I think he really should have gotten a bit more. And Myth peeks out into mid and takes another player off of the scoreboard, but it's still maybe a bit lacking from what that Viper could have done. Now one of the smokes off the board, and Devin even gets another pick, lurking all the way through the tube. Spock submits head. That's a bit awkward. Everyone is everywhere right now for this A site, but Devin at least gets taken out of the back lines, and all of a sudden, stereo kills from a Myth and Classy eliminate the rest of the players in the attack. So first round of Breeze goes to Lotus.
Yeah, Otter there, man. He was able to walk his way all the way up towards mid. This timing didn't work out for him with a Viper, but honestly, might have just been better. You find the Sage here, you get the spike down. That's information given over to towards your team, and Lotus definitely capitalized on it, able to win out in that round. Now, it is going to be a buy round for Lotus. Double Marshall setup, something I feel like is still pretty standard on Breeze, since the sight lines are just so long, and against the fact that there's pretty much no armor bought up for Valkyrie here. It's basically an op but better with a one hit to the body.
Exactly. Such a fast reposition. You can move so fast with it. Rechambers so fast. It's just speed. And one bullet. All it's going to take for everyone except for Barbados. But they push on to Klazi first. And this flash is absolutely perfect. Everyone's just blind in the corner. They've all taken damage. And even a dink, Devin gets taken out by this maybe miniature op. But Otter's already on the flank. And Klazi peeks along, gets a nice double kill with that spray down. Ends up with a triple in the round entirely. And gets 2 for the side of Lotus.
Yeah, I talked about, Lotus. It just depends on how much they've been practiced on this map. But the thing is, Valkyrie haven't been checking their corners so far, and Lotus have pretty much capitalized on it twice. One in mid, as you saw in the pistol round, and again here with Klazi in that corner, able to get the 4K towards the end. So looked like Valkyrie definitely needs to start checking their corners, be a little bit more meticulous because it's biting them in the butt every single time. Bonus rounds here for the side of Lotus. Pretty much a full B push seems to be on the tables, and with the full rifles in the hands of Valkyrie. Oh my gosh, just gets stopped.
I mean, that's exactly what you need, right? This aim from the Marshall players, that's exactly what you want. Ramen takes out Otter, which might be a bit of an issue, but Klazi inside of mid somehow stays alive, and Amith's got another headshot as well. Finally a response on one of the players with the sniper rifles, but Klazi's going right in. Everyone is now lit up from the attack. There's at least a Sky, perhaps able to heal up, but Cappy needs to get to the rest of his teammates in time, and now they've all grouped up, and I don't even know. No, there's no heal. He didn't buy it, or it ran out, or whatever. I don't think there was one to begin with, so 2 of the players in the attack are very, very low. Actually, 1 rifle recovered on crits. That's a massive issue because remember, there is still Roy switches off the gun, has the Spectre to work with, now re-exec towards this B, looking better for the attack now, Valkyrie, because both the defenders have rotated off, so that's very, very fortunate. They need to get that plant down fast. The health being so low, they have to get the good post plants, catch these opponents off guard.
The utility being spent early, although these rotations are slow from the side of Lotus. Looks like they want to go through tunnel, and actually the information being given over, I believe they saw both. So now the gunfire can be focused towards the choke point.
Oh, that flash somehow got some info. I don't think it even went through the wall, but whatever the case, there is information gained. Jump peaks from both teams. Oh, Ramen gets headshot straight through the wall, and Cappy needs to win that fight. It's so important, and he does so. Roy now being pinched, crossfire from both the backup site and inside of the main position, and the time ticking so low. There should be absolutely no way he wins this fight. And Roy even gets pushed through from behind as well. That's a great win for the side of Valkyrie. I don't even know if Cappy's going to survive. Yeah, he gets out in time. 1 and 2 guns saved.
Yeah, but only 2 guns saved, especially on that bonus from Lotus there. Now they're going to be able to match the firepower of Valkyrie, probably even beat it since so much econ damage was being done. And we're talking about firepower here. Umith here has an operator, the $4,700 gun, and especially on Breeze with, the sightlines can be 60 plus meters. This operator can have a huge impact.
Yeah, I've definitely seen before where this one gun just has all the impact in the world. It can literally win rounds by itself. But this is exactly what you need from the attack if you want to just avoid it. They're not peeking it at all. And even the shots, that's a disaster from Crazy Roy. He needed that kill, and he doesn't manage to land it. Ramen pushes him and removes him with the knives. And now the post plant is already underway. That was, what, a 20-second spike plant. That's insane from the attack. Now they have to come back through with this op. This is where you don't really want it. The flick's gonna miss. You don't want to go into a site trying to retake it with this one-shot weapon. And Ramen gets another one over the top of the wall as well. Maybe another? It doesn't matter. Devin gets the kill. There's only 1 knife left, and he loses all of them. And finally gets responded on in turn. Hold on a second. They're peeking the myth. They're giving up their lives one by one, but he has to get out. There's nothing left inside his magazine. And they both escape with their lives. Looking to save these guns, maybe. I mean, Amith wants another one, but they've all already evacuated, and that's the scoreline all tied up.
Oh man, absolutely bloodbath. Ramen here having just so much impact, able to kill the Omen on site with the beautiful jump peek with the knives, able to get the another person as well. That's pretty much free when it comes to firepower because it's only 7 ult orbs, and you kind of accrue those throughout a match just by playing it out. And it got 2 kills. That's worth, if I'll ever say anything, as it's 2-2 in the score line. The buy isn't looking good for Lotus here. It looks like the rest of the team is opting to save, but Umith here Still has the operator, still has the full armor. He needs to be the impact in this round if Lotus want to win it out.
Oh, I mean, maybe a bit of impact to be found because they are pushing his spike site, and he's got the shot in the Devon already. Flash is already used, but speaking of Flash, he's completely blind, and Crits gets taken out of the round. There's so many players already on this site. The wall is going to go through as well, but Spike has to make its way across because the Sage is in possession of it. Maybe Amith is able to catch the cross, and that's not the case. Misses the shot, and that's an opportunity that's really big for him because Spike's not going to get planted. There's a flank with a shotgun. I don't know how much impact Crazy Roy is going to have in this location, and they're going to go back. But wait, no way! It's happened again! It's happened again. He gets 2 with 1 shot. That's all the round takes. What? It should be impossible. I've never seen that before in the history of Valorant. A Bucky getting 2 kills in 1 bullet. But it's happened twice today in the same series.
Yeah, I gotta hit up the players after this and ask them to give me a tutorial on Bucky play, because obviously I'm doing something wrong if this has happened twice in this best of 3 series. That's amazing, and it wins the round for Lotus as well. They'll be able to secure their econ, buy up into this next round. Operator is still there on Amith, who's been able to just take, even if Amith like whiffs a shot, he's just able to stay alive for so long, and that's pressure that's just being put down. Full rush onto this B site seems to be the move, but Otter here with the molly should be able to stop a lot of it. No, they're running straight through.
Oh, man. I mean, like you said, it should be able to stop a lot, right? Because the double damage is such a big deal. Headshots coming through, and even maybe a response. Can't find the spray down. Devon, he goes down. It's such a disaster, and the plant's being stuck as well. Bit of a mistake for Barbados. Everyone on the team just falls 1 by 1, and only 1 response in turn. The money built up so far from the side of Lotus, and even the round stacked up to 4.
Great by Lotus there to rotate the Viper onto the B so that the mollies could go through. The double damage, the vulnerable, means that each player on Valkyrie take double damage. That means the spray down is just pretty easy, and the kills can really be secured by the Viper there. 4-2 is the scoreline. Still going to buy up on both sides. The economy was just healthy enough for Valkyrie to afford mostly rifles in this round, but this is where the pressure point is. Crits looking down this hallway. I don't think spotted Ramen, so space can be taken so far, and now the peek goes through. Crits not able to do it, and Otter is going to be able to catch out Devon here.
Oh, it is an awkward fight in mid, though. There is a trade back and forth, and even a spray through the wall. He's able to connect. Oh, that's a lot of damage onto the Viper inside this mid. Well, Rez going out, and Devon's going to be brought back up. I'm not sure if the heal already got used because Devon is still very, very low. And Roy has a very massive timing. Might be able to catch the spike planner even off because no one's looking behind them right now. Crits even with that ultimate inside of Hall. That's a very valuable kill. That's the one defender that's still available on this site. Taken down, and now Roy, now he needs to have his impact on his lurk, but it's not going to happen. Misses the shots and ends able to turn around. Fox has the wall bang onto him and secures the 3rd for the side of Valkyrie.
Yeah, unfortunately, those pyramids just a little bit too thick. The bullets don't do as much damage, and Barbados was able to stay alive even through the bullet spam. 4-3 into the scoreline. Ultimates are been built up by Lotus, though. They have 4 out of 5 available. And I feel like Omen ulti, the From the Shadows, is actually one of the more valuable ultis in this game, in this map in particular, since it takes so long to rotate over. That just kind of, cuts that down. The express highway of the Shadows, able to bring him towards the other side of the map. The Viper's smoke is going to prevent any sort of push into the B site so far, but it looks like Valkyrie decide to set their sights on mid, rather go through multiple angles. Spray a little bit awkward from Devon, but information is gathered.
Oh, that's a great flash too. At least some damage was done by Devon, and on the sky no less, so there's no heal unless the Sage wants to rotate all the way over, and it doesn't seem to be happening right now. They're staying their ground, keeping their positions, and Clazy looking on the mid. He wants to get some information, but Devon, I don't know if he was spotted.
But the rotate is going through. 4 people strong running over towards this A. The only problem is Amith is there. He's posted up, looking down cave, and a lot of people are about to peek into him.
Jump peek. Looks like he was spotted. Oh, the headshot is great. Ramen doesn't expect the angle, but I mean, even if he did, the reaction time is not good enough. Devin even a kill on the lurk, and they've opened up this A site. Maybe Amit is still here. The flash is decent, so maybe get some information on where he is, but Cappy's made his way all the way through. Not spotted by Amit. The timing, perhaps. He gets the knives out, knows that he has to have faster reaction times than the operator can give him, but the plant's going down. The peek is good enough, and the flank even to take out the other teammate. There's no one left to answer back, and crits and Amit. Stereo kills at the end to secure the 5th.
Amith was in the worst possible spot with the operator, but just the timing worked out that Klazi was able to deliver some shots from heaven, and that just meant, you know, that's a distraction that went through. Amith was able to just push on through, get the knives onto one, the spike planter, and a cleanup. That's some really good teamwork there to try and bait the other team into doing a less optimal play and just cleaning up from there on out. And Anton, Amith is 11-2 in this game on this operator.
That's pretty, I mean, that's exactly what you want on your jet. Like, this is the one map, right? It's so wide. It might not be the largest physical map in the game, but the angles are so long that if you have impact with this op, like I said before, you can literally single-handedly just win rounds. And speaking of impact, this long-range fight right now, the crits have to take, there's so many blinds going through, sky flashes, rain of flashes. He just pecks all the way out, wants to keep his life, and even the turn, but yeah, Devin only has a pistol. Doesn't even matter. The flash is good, and even a fake one up at that. They know so many people are up in that position, and maybe bit of a mistake from the jet up inside of A. It doesn't matter. He somehow stays alive, and Klazi even gets 2 before being removed. Now that one player that removed him was the only one to be found, and Venti falls at the end of the day. 6 rounds against pistols is easy enough, but still doubling up their opponent's scoreline is Lotus.
Yeah, definitely great. The spike going through hallway was a little bit questionable, especially since it was on the entry fragger who pretty much deposited it close to the defender's spawn. Just a little bit of a misplay there. Oh, the broken egg, unfortunate. I really love the sprays here in Valorant. They definitely have the most animated faces here, and that's definitely what Valkyrie are feeling at this point. 6-3 with an operator always staring down their face. You know, that's pretty much the face they make before they die to a barrel in their face.
Oh. And Myth had their good read, but the smoke is able to cut him off from that heaven. And now, is he maybe in a risky position? But Chris, how does he win that fight? I don't understand. That's a very long range angle that he took. And even a wall bang or a leg on a Myth, I'm not entirely sure, but it's not going to matter. The Jet's going to get that pick on the attack at the end of the day, but the retake is already coming through fast and strong. Headshots coming through from every single play on the defense, and Cappy, last alive after Fox. Fox goes down, is able to get at least one, and the headshot into Klazi as well, trying to cross over. Another one spotted. Everyone is so low on HP, but Cappy is stuck in this position, now taking double damage, is able to get around.
Didn't see him.
So strange. The information has been given out as the smoke was thrown. Otter now being wrapped around the entire site. Spike tapped Cappy, now under the pressure, goes for the pre-fire, and in turn gets fired upon in the smoke. Otter gets the headshot straight through and has just enough time to get this defuse in.
0.67. That is by the skin of his teeth. But man, he's able to clutch it out. Cappy, so close. He was able to isolate the 1v1s so well with the first one onto the Sage, the second one onto the Sky, and the third one just, you know, not able to clutch it out. The audio cues were just enough for the spray through of the smoke to catch him out. 7-3, and man, Lotus are looking dominant in this game. Probably going to be 8-3 here in this next round, as the buy isn't looking too good for the side of Valkyrie, and really good buys are what you need in this really long range map in order to have the impact that you want.
And the side of Valkyrie right now, I mean, they're hoping that the run it down strat's gonna work once again, but the peek coming up from Klazi, he's taking every single one out. Rose is spray down. 3 peaks and 3 deaths, going for a 4th maybe, and the 5th. He's got a pentakill already, looking for the 6K, and he's getting every single one. Clean ace from Klazi, securing round number 8.
No, no way. You can't do that, Valkyrie. You can't just run in one by one against a rifle, against Classy, of all people. Invest the res, which is just another 1v1 that can be isolated by Classy. Like, that's just a mental, that's just a mental being broken at that point. Like, you just lost a 6v1 against one player on the enemy team that gave Classy the res as well. Like, how do you recover from that mental?
I mean, it's the last round. They have rifles. You gotta hope that that's not the same strat. They're going into B this time. And Classy is not in existence, but this Viper's Pit's gonna get tagged. He's gonna get bitten by the dog inside of it, but oh my god, he gets a spray down, and Roy even gets a one before he falls, and he's wrapping them. No one's looking back, and maybe the Viper has a read. Fox goes back in, but again, deposits the spike for the teammates. And another jump from Otter at least gets removed, but Crits has the trade. 9-3. Lotus is absolutely dominating on this final map of Breeze.
Yeah, they're just absolutely feeling it at this point. And man, you can tell they've been practiced on this map, and even when their strats aren't looking like the most great, like the best thing in the world, their aim on each of their players is backing it up. Classy 16-5 on a Sage, Amit 13-3, and Crits at 10-5. These people are getting multi-frags left and right, and it feels like Valkyrie just doesn't have an answer for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's just really nothing to say, right? Especially, you gotta understand that the point where they peek one by one into the Phantom that was holding down this A site, Classy just takes every single one down. That's when you know that they've run out of ideas. Like, there's nothing else to offer. They just go next. Let's switch sides and see what they can do. Now it's up to the attack of Lotus to see what they can find, take the initiative, and first on to this A site. 2 through halls have already taken that entire ground, and they're walking the doors already. Oh, fights up in heaven, but Roy and Otter get 2. They've spotted out this Viper in the back lines as well. It's all up to the timing right now, because Roy's working their way back into this site, and no way! Oh, the last bullet just hits. I can't believe that shot landed, and Otter's still up in that elevated position, maybe missing a couple shots of his own, but it's just fine. 10-3, pistol round 1. Maybe low HP for both these players, but Lotus is keeping it very, very close to winning.
It's okay. You know, you miss a couple shots, but, you know, it happens. It happens to the best of us, and as long as you get the kill in the end, you can't beat yourself up about it, especially when you're up 7 rounds in this game. That's still so funny. Like it's so unfortunate, the jump as well from the Reyna, just making it a little bit harder, but man, 10-3. Rifle bought up by Umith with that Guardian, the rest of them rocking more towards those half-buy weapons, and they're probably just looking to take more of A here. Otter not being spotted out from that bird, but there's a 3-stack over on the B site so far. That means A site is even being evacuated by the Reyna, so this is pretty much free except for Fox, who's in the most tradable position possible.
Oh, that's such a risk for him to play this far up, too, because he's in front of the wall. He has no dash to get to cover, and they're going to check him, but oh no, he loses his life. That's the close-range weapon of the Frenzy that's able to win that out, and Otter at least gets a lurk all the way through. And maybe a leg on a Fox, because he didn't die from that. Not entirely sure what happened, but Barbados now baits his teammate a tiny bit. Cappy might be a bit peeved about that one, but there's no way this guy gets one. Yeah, Otter runs him down, and there's only 2 left alive, Ramen being one of them. Fox is not even able to recover the weapon. What? No. He's going to jump right through and dashing back. Otter, he's on for the ace. Maybe 2 from the same team in different halves of the same map. Possible. Fox, I don't think he wants to give him that. Looking to recover the weapon because it was a rifle that was dropped by a Myth too, trying to walk up that A main.
I feel like at this point you just save the rifle here. Like, it's literally at the farthest point possible from the spike. He has to walk it in to make sure no one's guarding that gun. Once he's going to be able to grab it, which should be pretty much right here. Yeah, he's got it. There's no time. Like, he has maybe 20 seconds in order to get back. He's not even going for it. Probably just going to try and save this into the next round. And the thing about the Guardian is this is probably the map that favors the Guardian the most. A lot of these walls can actually be penetrated by the bullets, especially towards hallway here. Otter, oh, he doesn't even get to save it. And that's a 5K for Otter, an ace towards the end. Means that he's going to have the Vipers pay up very, very soon.
Yeah, and dollar bills as well as the morale built up. I mean, 2 aces from 2 of the members on your team. That's some nice stuff to have coming to this last map. There's only 2 more rounds as well. The money not looking very, very good on the side of Valkyrie. I mean, I really want to check, actually. They're even missing a flash. Cappy's only got 1 flash. Devin's only got 1 flash, 1 leer. This is not looking great coming into what might be one of the final rounds. Ramen is going to save all of his money. Is that a bug? That's not a bug, is it? He's got no buy. He's got a pistol on my screen.
Saving for that op, I guess.
I mean, it's only... I mean, come on. 3 rifles and SMG. Chris is running down Devin, and that's the only flash expended. It's not going to do anything. Barbados is taking one out in mid of Roy, but with that Guardian, maybe a bit of a risk to play this close-range fight with that weapon, and he's going to get removed. No, he gets 1 before he gets traded out. And it's still a 2 versus 3, so perhaps a doable round, but still going to be very, very difficult because both these players are stuck inside on mid. This plant's going to go down very soon inside of A, and of course, with that Guardian, not going to have any success. He gets absolutely domed by Clazy, and that's even a second shot landed by that... I mean, $950 weapon recovers a phantom off of it.
Match point.
Yeah, absolutely amazing there. Clazy just with the finish of the 2K. And let's see, you know, Anton, there was a full save by Ramen when the rest of his team was buying in order to buy up into this operator. This operator has to be the most impactful thing in the entire game. I'm talking about like 3 to 4Ks every single round to make sure that they can come back from a 12-3. Otherwise, this was very questionable.
Yeah, like, I mean, he has to win 9 rounds. It's such a weird scenario for him to be doing that, but I mean, maybe it's possible. But what? No, Fox gets a kill. Roy needs to get out of that situation, but Barbados is boosted on that wall. That's a nice shot from a myth. Destroys the first player that was spotted on his team, but oh my, it's so strange right now. He gets healed back up, is able to get that reload out, but the lurk from Otter, hold on a second, he's made his way all the way into that A site, through into the doors. He doesn't really want to take a risk to take another life, but it's fine. Gets another kill, and where are the comms? Doesn't matter. Devin has another opposite lurk through that A main, drops the spike. Now Otter's left wondering what the heck has happened in this round.
Ramen gets the operator. Oh, the timing. Is it going to work out? The peak.
What? How? How has this happened? Otter is chasing Ramen for the life of him, and Ramen still has the op, so doesn't want to give that up. But now he's able to take a favorable fight, perhaps. Post himself on wherever he wants to. What is this play? That is absolutely insane. Otter with the big brain trying to transfer the smoke, but it doesn't work out because he can't land the shot. Almost maybe to win that out, but at least Valkyrie stay alive for one more round.
That was what was that last like 20 seconds? Just running away, like run, Robin, run, get back to your teammate. I like that they're trying to play the 2v1 there, but like that might be committing a little bit too much to trying to play the 2v1 in that situation. In the end, it still goes over to Valkyrie. They'll still be able to buy up. Ramen is still back on that operator, and it looks like the attacking side going to walk their way up mid, get some more control for themselves. Playing pretty far back on A as well means that Devin's walked up pretty far towards hallway here. This could get some information if the sound cues are given over, but Fox is getting pushed on the A site.
Oh, this plant, it gets committed. Oh, I can't believe Fox didn't go for a spray or something, but Ramen, he's the one to make first impact. Gets a call on Otter, and there's the first instance of that op chiming in. What? Another instance of timing! That mid peak is absolutely insane. Ramen with another kill, and Fox working his way around. The op gets taken down, but it's a 4 versus 2. But the defenders right now turned it right back. Clazy gets a kill, and another headshot in return, but the flash is... What? No! How does that happen? Last alive is still Clazy in the corner, and he gets removed finally, but it's still good for the retake. Another round for Valkyrie.
Anta, I can tell Anta and I are just confused the entire time on how these players are able to get these kills, considering how uneven the gunfights are for them. And I think just that just speaks to, just the aim duels between these two teams. Like any player can whiff and it happens, but man, Clazy hitting some insane shots today. 21 and 7 on this Sage. An absolutely great time so far. And it's 12 to 5. Some momentum is being built up from the side of Valkyrie here. Again, still on their full buy. Only really half buying into this next round. Anton, I'm not a huge fan of Spectres on this map. I feel like the Ares would have been a better choice for the long range angles that it feels like Lotus are trying to peek into.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, if you want to run this kind of strat, you have to just go in, right? And they're trying to send that Jet as the spearhead, but the knives are already gone, and Clazy with the one rifle is the one to make first impact. But Otter, oh, he's able to catch out the back of Fox. There's one kill from that player, but the rifle should be recovered. Res coming out at the top of mid, so that kill is denied. Maybe this is a bit better, and now, oh no, this is now a disaster. Devin has the lurk once again, gets 2. 1 versus 2 now for Ramen. Pulls the knives out, but he's so far removed from all of the action. The spike's gonna go down in that A site. Now 1 rifle recovered for Otter as well. You mentioned that these Spectres might not be the best case scenario, but now the Viper's Pit is gonna force those close range fights. The health is gonna be lowered every single second that Ramen wants to stay in that ultimate. All the pressure on him right now in the 1 versus 2. A molly on the spike. Otter though, wait a minute. Maybe bad timing, but now they know where he is. That drop, Ramen gets taken out, and Otter wins that round for the team. 13 to 5 and 2-0. Lotus go over Valkyrie.
Yeah, Lotus there, they just look so good on that map. They were able to attack each site from multiple angles. The operator had probably the most massive impact I have ever seen. Scoreboard looks absolutely crazy. We can get the scene on that. Pretty much everyone on Lotus was at the top of the scoreboard except for Roy. Poor Roy at the bottom of the scoreboard there.
I mean, he had some impact, right? Coming in from mid, he had that one little lucky shot on that Reyna, but I mean, it happens. You play the smoker. This is kind of your life. You need to stay alive. You can't risk yourself taking fights, but everyone else is doing their job. Like, there's literally no one on the side of Lotus that isn't absolutely awake right now. Clazy, remember that 6K holding down that A main by himself. He had no help. There was not even, like, there was no smokes. There were no flashes. He literally just did that on his own. Otter, even with that final round, of course, with that Viper's Pit having massive impact, just denying all information with that Jet. The op has no impact. You can't even go in with a rifle if he wants to. The knives, you can't even, there's nothing you can do. And Amith, even like you mentioned with the op, every single round finding impact with that long range weapon as well. Crits, of course, with the Seekers, with the flashes. That's everyone is doing something to make their entire puzzle work. Everyone's a puzzle piece. And it's just unfortunate that Roy has to be the one shown on the scoreboard to be at the bottom. But I mean, he still has his impact as well, right? Mentioned before the game even started, the double smoker setup, how much freedom you have as a Viper and as the entire team when you have the Omen to smoke wherever you want. That's a big impact as well. Everything just went well for the side of Lotus, and Valkyrie did not have anywhere close to the amount of success that they found in Icebox.
Yeah, Valkyrie there. I think you could see some sort of the mental breakdown as well, especially in that one round where everyone peaked. Clazy 1 by 1. The Sage Res invested as well. They really wanted Clazy to die, and sometimes you just have to cut your losses. That is going to beat Lotus, winning out in a 2-1 victory. Very hard fought, and they were on the back foot, or not Lotus. Valkyrie were on the back foot for a lot of this, as they did have that sub. They weren't able to choose their map picks. But in the end, hopefully they'll be able to fight another day, take that title away from Lotus, and get their team on the board. I believe we do have an interview coming up soon, though.
Yes, indeed. We're gonna get one of the Lotus players in. I mean, I don't know about you. Sometimes right, I'm not a desk host, right? So I'm not the best at coming with questions, but I think in this case, there's definitely some stuff I want to ask them, like what the heck is going on with the mental right now? Because there's all the formalities, right? Like, oh, you won this series 2-1. Like, how do you feel? Because you beat them before, like all this stuff. But if we can get them in here, I definitely want to pick their brains about some of the instances, especially on this breeze.
Yeah, definitely. I believe we'll send it to a short break if I'm correct. Oh, okay. We're not going to set it to a short break. We're just going to wait just for a little bit. Sorry, production is speaking in my ear there just to correct me. But yeah, these matchups were absolutely insane. I'm excited to see how this matchup continues into the future because I feel like when Valkyrie have their fifth standard player who unfortunately had to bow out for today's match, and they have some picks for themselves that they can choose the maps that they really want, they should be able to really have more of some closer games for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of games, I mean, we're gonna end the fun and games right now because Amith's here. Thank you,
Whoa, whoa.
Amith, for doing this interview and welcome. I mean, let's get the formalities out of the way. How's it going, man? I mean, you just won 2-1 against a team that you ended up beating 2-0 in the tournament. How's it feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think first off, just like big props to Valkyrie. I think they played. I think they've improved significantly over their game when we played against them in the Excellency tournament. So well played to them. I think especially that second game, man, Icebox was a really close one, and they pulled out for sure there. But that's just my props to them for sure.
So I guess first question, probably the most glaring thing that happened in this best of three. What the heck were you guys saying when was Clazy like during that round where we got the 6K? After he got the first three, was he like, "Hey guys, don't even worry about it. Like, let me do this. Let me just handle it."
Like
Like, what was
after the
going on?
6K?
Like during this, because he got three, and there
Oh
was a
no,
pause, there was a res. Like, what was he saying?
yeah, no, he was in he just he's like we see in the kill feed, like, all right, I got, we see 3 kills. He wasn't really saying anything. He's like, okay, there's people main. We just know he's fighting people main. You just get 6 people, they start rezzing, and he just kills all of them, and all of our whole comm just go absolutely insane. Like, and went absolutely crazy, just smashed that A main push. So well played to Clazy. He really picked it up this Breeze game for sure.
All right, so thank you for that. I mean, let's bring
Yeah.
it back, right? Because obviously at that point, I think your mental is completely booming. But before that, even again, I mentioned before, you guys beat Valkyrie 2-0 during the tournament during the quarterfinals. So coming
Right.
into this matchup, just starting out like 0-0 the scoreline, like what did you expect coming to this? Did you think that they would put up as much of a fight as they did on Icebox?
Well, I mean, I honestly don't think so. I still think our Icebox, we played it all maps. Of course, if you look at the records, you'll know that we lost the first 2 matches we played Icebox on. So not ideal. I think that we still have to do a little bit of brushing up on Icebox. It's a map that I think it has the biggest variance in how teams play it, right? You can play super aggressively on Icebox. You can play super passively on Icebox, and all different ways work. So I think that we kind of have to adapt to that more. And for Valkyrie specifically, I think they played the attack side super well. They pushed their advantages pretty cleanly. And I think for us, mostly the reason we lost, there was just some really unfortunate rounds that we couldn't pick up. That really should have been ours, especially I think that last round in overtime
Yeah.
was really close, really unfortunate. But hey, we picked up the win anyway. So still, I think Valkyrie played well.
Mhm. And I guess one last thing from me, I don't know if Sorky has anything to ask, but I'll let him have the stage after this one. But in that first map of Ascent, of course, you
Yeah.
guys, I mean, it was quite back and forth in that first half. The second half, you guys just ran away with it. Like, is that just side diff? Like, what was that? Because I don't think you lost a single round on your second half.
Um, that was when we were attacking, right?
I'm
So
pretty sure.
yes, I think we were
Yeah.
attacking second half. So I think first off, I think their attack was super obvious. Like I feel like they only did one of two things when they were attacking. So I think we adapted to that, which is they either just full committed one side after giving no info, and if we didn't hear anything, we knew it's the opposite side, or they baited one side with like a Viper dog, or sorry, not Viper dog, Sky dog, and then Sova drone, and then they pushed the other side with the opposite drone. So I think
Hmm.
we started adapting to that because at the beginning we didn't expect it. I know there was a rounds where we got caught off guard where they completely pushed um B main with the dog with the drone, and
Hmm.
we were like, okay, let's stack this site. And then no, they dogged one site, they pushed the other. So that was really well by them, but I think they kind of had it repetitive. And then for our attack, because they drafted, I think personally, an attack sided composition, it was a lot harder for them just to hold. And we started taking mid control a lot more too. So they kind of didn't really contest mid at all, which let me kind of walk up mid for free most of the time. They barely peek cat. So I think that was kind of why we ran away with so many rounds on attack.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's basically all I have to ask. I mean, Sparky, if you got anything.
I think you covered all of it, Anton. All the
Hmm.
questions I wanted to ask.
Sorry. I know you're the color here. Sorry about that.
I had some technical issues. I am back, but I believe
Okay.
yeah, you went through most
Oh,
of
I
it. So
see.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, thank you, Myth. I don't know really what else to say. Congratulations again on the 2-1 victory. Yeah, good,
Thank you.
consolidations to Valkyrie. They did amazing, but
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
100%.
you guys showed up. Classy, Otter, you yourself, Crits, and Roy, unfortunately at the bottom of the scoreboard, but everyone had their impact. And 13-5 on
Yeah.
that final map really proved that you guys are definitely the better team today.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing to know also is I think can't underestimate Valkyrie. We kind of went into that with the advantage that we had the 3 map picks. They had a sub, unfortunately. So no one sleep on Valkyrie.
Mhm.
They're very good. That's it. That's it for me.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, anything else you want to say to the fans? Like, any thank yous to any of the
Uh,
audience that might be here supporting you guys?
yeah, I mean, anyone from Lotus who's watching the stream, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I know it's mostly a League of Legends server, so recently we started playing Valorant, so I appreciate that. And the second thing is, I know we've been off to a rough start with the first 2 matches, but I think we're really going to pick it up from here on out.
Well, thank you so much, Myth, and congratulations once again. Have a good night. What the rest of your team? What are you gonna do? Like celebrate? Maybe play some more Valorant. So
I don't know, man. I played a lot of Valorant yesterday, a good amount of Valorant today. I might just maybe play some unrated, some meme games for fun, and then just chill.
that's
That's it.
fair. Fair.
Thank you guys for
Thank
the
you.
interview, and thank you for casting, of course.
Likewise.
See ya.
All right. I mean, that's a very nice one. I think there's not very many people like that give you such an insightful interview, like that, such an in-depth answer for my third question as well. So that's some nice stuff. But yeah, other than that, it's been a great day. 2-1 once again for Lotus over Valkyrie. So right now, I think Lotus have actually already played their third game because they had it was an awkward, not postponing, but like a preponing. So they're what 2-1 up in the series, if I'm correct. If not, we'll correct that later. But yeah, so this is their third game. So they won the third game of the season. Sparky, anything else to say? I think that's all I got.
No, yeah. Thank you everyone in the audience for watching. We really appreciate you guys being here. And thank you so much to our producer who is Maker, also known as Zach. You can follow him on Twitter as well. And I forgot that I feel really bad about this. Forgot the
Necrox.
name of the
Necrox is our
Necrox.
observer.
Yes, thank you so much to Necrox for observing. He did absolutely great. That's going to do it for us today. We will be back next week with another best of 3 for you all. So be sure to stay followed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.